Assalamualaikum and very good morning. My name is Mahlindayu PT Tarmidi with my partner Rusli Abdul Rani. We are from University Tenaga Nasional, Campus Sultan Haji Ahmad Shah Muazzam Shah Pahang. We are presenting our project, what we call as Bring the World into the Classroom. Accounting Information System is one compulsory subject for all bachelors in accounting students. This subject is rather challenging for students due to its nature, which is deal with information system, the security, the development, the cycles in the business, how does this business functions, and the roles of accountant in information system. It is a challenge to get the student understanding and imagination on how the real world works. Hence, to get this idea, we bring the real world into the classroom. In a traditional classroom, we teach the students on the concepts and principles of the topic, but in the real world, they will deal with more on problem solving, the real transaction, what needs to be done, how data flows, and what are the responsibilities of accountants. As in the real world, it is more on practical rather than theoretical. But it doesn't mean that we can ignore the theoretical part, but just to get their ideas and understanding how can those theories and concepts can be applied in the real world. This project is to demonstrate how to deal with the documents in a real business cycles through the simulations. The documents is developed with the collaboration of the actual practitioners from the market, namely Puan Hafizah binti Osman. She is from Sahwa Enterprise and has been in the industry for more than 15 years. This is the example of the simulation document. We provide the student with the imitation of a real document for business transactions, inclusive the bank statements, agreements, and other documents such as the vouchers, the utility bills, and even the bank statement for bank reconciliation. There are 3 stages in implementing this project: before, pre-session, and also the post-session. Before the session, we had several meetings with the collaborators. The first one is to get the ideas. What are the forms and documents which are required to be included? Then we develop them, imitate like a real transaction, and send back to the collaborator for approval. Then we send all these documents for printing. For the session, we arrange for 1-day session. It's like a workshop for the students just to get the ideas of how business transaction takes place. Before the session starts, Puan Hafizah, the collaborator, briefed the students on what are the documents that are provided to them. They need to recognize what are those documents and the functions, and also to apply the skills for Microsoft Excel. For this session, we only use Microsoft Excel for the transactions. We do not use any automated accounting software. This is to expose the student on the steps taken in the real transaction recording. During the session, all the students are required to categorize all the documents that they have received. Templates are provided for them to fill in the required information for the next recording process. At the end of the day, they need to present all the financial report. Students need to confirm their records are the same with the answer scheme provided by the instructor. At the end of the session, students are required to answer an evaluation form to evaluate the session, the content, the instructor, and also what they have experienced in this 1-day session. Among the content of Accounting Information System, business cycle consists of 50% of the overall syllabus. During the session, a part of the instructor, which is the collaborator from the industry, there are also 3 facilitators assisting the students. One is from the industry and the other two from the university, myself included. Throughout the session, we observed that the students were struggling in the initial stage. This is because this is the first time for them to deal directly with the source document. In class, they only given a situation, sentences, paragraphs, and examples. But on the session, they really hold the actual document, categorize them, classify them, and record all those documents in the appropriate accounts. They need to post those transactions to the next level, the general ledger, then the trial balance, income statements, and finally, the balance sheet. At the end of the session, they need to present their answers and compare it with the answer scheme provided by the instructor. What interests us is that after half-day training, in the afternoon, all the students are more independent. They recognize the document and can pass the transaction easily. Finally, after the session ended, students are required to evaluate the content of the session, their experience, and also the instructor. What we found from the session are the actual experience dealing with the documents has increased the interest of the students to the theoretical and the concepts of business cycle. It also increased their involvement in discussing, and they are more open to express their questions and also their opinions on the transaction. For the simulation document, what we could see is that this set can help the students to experience the real document, what is used in the industry, and how to classify and record them. This will encourage the student to apply their knowledge directly to the transaction instead of only memorizing the concepts. These are among the feedback that we receive from the students. It seems that they are more interested, they find it really interesting, and helps them to understand how to apply the knowledge. In conclusion, exposing students to the real world increase their interest and understanding and make the class more lively. That's all our presentation. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.